Hi Capricorn, how's everybody doing? Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. There could be a conversation that you're a part of that's kind of dragging you down a bit. Or you could be keeping an eye on certain people. This can be like watching people on social media, or just like watching things even on TV, or like comparing yourself to even the people in your life. These would be people that like you may perceive as being more successful than you, or having things that you think that you want. And what I'm getting is that, so when we have somebody within our lives, like anybody, whether this be somebody you know in your real life, or this be like someone you're watching on TV, or whatever it is for you, when you feel like feelings of like jealousy or inadequacy and things along those lines, rather than like shaming yourself for feeling these things, taking what you're experiencing and trying to find the meaning in that is going to be so beneficial for you. So if you are like feeling jealous towards somebody because of like something that they have, that is a sign for you that there's something in your life that you want to achieve for yourself. So that's the message for you to go after that thing that you want. And I'm not saying like take something that's not yours. I mean like work hard so you can have like these things in your life that you want. You know what I mean? So it's like if you see somebody like doing a certain type of job and you're like, oh, I wish I had that job. It's like work towards that type of job, like work towards whatever it is that you want in your life. So take everything that you're feeling, and it's like rather than like feeling poorly about yourself or like feeling inadequate or all of those things, it's like taking that and being like, what does that mean here? Like rather than taking that on and identifying with that and being like, that's just who I am, or I'm not good enough, or whatever, I'm just a jealous person. It's like take those things, don't label yourself, don't judge yourself, observe these things that are happening and ask yourself, what does that mean for you? Because it's going to help you get out of this place where you're like, oh, I'm just stuck here with these things that I don't want. It's like, go after these things that you want. Motivate yourself. And know, too, that you can have this stuff that you want, that you can achieve these things. Because I'm getting like it can be, like for some of you, this can even be like certain physiques that other people have, or it can be like lifestyles, whatever it is for you, because it's going to be different for each of us. It's about like letting go of this game of comparing and then not feeling good about ourselves and being like, what is this telling me about like what I want truly? And also asking yourself like why you want those certain things. Like what is the purpose? Is that really going to be fulfilling to you? Because sometimes too we can see certain things and be like, it must be nice to have that, and then in reality it may be different than we think it is. So that's something as well. And what is this? The Seven of Swords just flew off the table. I think that you're getting rid of something that you don't need anymore. It looks like it's tied to a mentality that wasn't helping you. what I'm seeing here is the notion of, if you're not feeling like you're in a great place mentally, for some of you, like financially, it's whatever it is, you're feeling poorly, either like physically or within a situation that you're in, or mentally. If you are in that spot, don't be making any deals with anybody. So this means too, like, don't be planning things out in a way where like you're signing on to do things that you're not going to feel good about later, because I'm even seeing you like make a deal with your shadow to do something, and it's not going to be worth it to you. It's not going to pay off, and it's going to be something short-lived. This can also be like somebody within your life too, but in general, this can be like making certain decisions when you're in a place where you're not feeling great, and then later on you're going to be like, well, if I thought about that more, or if I were feeling better, I wouldn't have made that choice. So it's about like thinking about that too, thinking about your actions and like what the intention space is behind it as well. Come here. Come over here. Somebody doesn't want the fresh air anymore. All right. Give me 1 second, please. Thank you for your patience. For some of you too, it looks like you could find yourself in a situation where you're like, I'm trying to reverse out of this. I don't know what exactly this is, but you may have gotten involved with something, and this looks like something that had newly been starting, and you may be like trying to find like a loophole or a way to back out of it. Because this may be something that you don't want to be doing anymore. Like, you could have made a decision and been like, you know what, this isn't like affecting me in a way that feels good. There's like something about something that you had been starting that is not feeling particularly great. And it may be something even that you're like, you know what, I just have a bad feeling of where this is leading me. And you may feel like, in a way, there's like some sort of even lack of stability for you within whatever this is. We're gonna get further because I feel like this is so general right now. Okay, so it looks to me like there's shadow work that you're addressing. Shadow work means addressing anything that's going on in your life when it comes to like certain actions that you're taking, beliefs, behaviors, and asking yourself like what the intention is behind it. Before you do something, if you don't automatically know that it's the right thing for you to do or the right way for you to behave, this is about asking yourself, is this coming from an empowered space where I feel good about this decision that I'm making, where I would feel like proud of this decision that I'm making? Or is this coming from a space where I'm avoiding something, where I'm making it out of fear, where I feel pressured into doing something, where I'm feeling anxious and I just want to get this over with, so I don't care what decision I make, I'm just trying to escape from the situation, which is a trauma response? This is about thinking about that and asking yourself, like where certain decision making is coming from, and really looking into it for you, because I'm seeing like if something has been carrying on that you don't feel great about, and this is about letting that go and letting go of this mentality where you feel like you're stuck in something and you can't get out of it, because there's even a sense of helplessness here where you're like, well, this is just the way it is, I can't change it. But it looks more like giving up rather than acceptance, because I'm not seeing a situation that like you need to accept this. This is something that looks kind of pessimistic, and it's one of those situations where you may be like not feeling like you can change something, but I'm seeing it's something you can change, because I'm seeing it's something mentally that's going on for you. But it's something that you need to work with yourself with and be patient with, and there's reflection needed too. But I'm seeing ultimately you're going to be letting go of this, and it's like whatever this is that has you feeling like down bad, it's about letting go of that so you can have like this new chapter that you want to start. Because you could also like feel this thing within you that's like, you know what, where I am right now, this is not meant for me. I want to be going in a different direction, or like I want to like wipe all of this off the table and start over completely new. But for some reason, and it's just you are held back, holding yourself back from this new beginning that you want. And it's like, you can have this thing. The only reason that you don't have it is because you're not going after it. This is what I'm seeing here. Which can also be tough to hear too, because it's hard, because then it's like, well, I'm responsible for my happiness. I'm responsible for like the chapters that I'm starting with in my life. And that can be a lot of pressure too. I'm hearing especially when you're used to coasting along. So you could have like been more passive in what you were doing as well. For some of you, this new beginning that you want, this new chapter, it may be somewhat controversial. It may be something that not everybody would agree with. It may be something that you feel conflicted about, just because of the way even that it's going to be received by other people. But this is about asking yourself, rather than like what other people want and what's going to make them happy, what's actually going to make you happy? What do you want to do, Capricorn? Because this can be too a fear of like people's reactions and what they're going to say and what they're going to think and all of that. And it's like, why are we giving so much weight to what everybody else is thinking? Because clearly something's going on and like you don't feel great about it. So what are you sticking around for? Because at the end of the night, when you go to sleep, it's just you there and your thoughts, you know? You're not living for anybody else. So why are you making decisions as if you are? I'm seeing a pretzel here. Yeah, there's some big shadow work that you're going through right now. You know what? This is just going to be a spot that you're in that it feels tough to work through right now. But it's something that, like, doing this work and focusing on these things, even though they may feel very unpleasant right now, because, like, shadow work is not fun. Shadow work is very difficult, and if it were fun and if it were easy, like, everybody would be ascended and we would not be dealing with any of this stuff. We probably wouldn't even be doing tarot readings. But shadow work is going to be worth it, because you come through in a place where you learn from the things that you don't like the outcome of certain behaviors, and so you get to edit them and bring light to it, meaning you're bringing consciousness and awareness and like love into your decisions, so you don't have to experience these things anymore that you don't want to be experiencing, and you're finding a terminal solution for this stuff rather than taking the easy the easy road, and one that's not actually going to be resolving anything. It's usually like a road of bypassing, if you're not actually doing the shadow work. So this is about like facing these things head on. Because I'm seeing like this sense of regret over something, and this can be like feeling guilty about something that you did. And that's what it looks like to me. It looks like feeling like some sort of remorse. This can either be like somebody around you that you don't feel particularly trusting of, or this can be like I'm seeing this be like more self-reflective than anything. It's like you need to let something go, but you feel conflicted about it because of like a sadness that you feel and like regret that you feel. And for some of you, it's based off of like something that you did. But I'm getting too, like, this is a space for self-forgiveness as well. Or it can just be like you're around somebody and for some of you, you could have somebody in your life that you feel like you need to like not be honest with for whatever reason. You just feel like you can't be straight up with this person. I'm getting it more than anything. Like there could have been like something that you did or something that happened that you're definitely feeling guilty about. This may also be something that's holding you back. So it's like you may want a new beginning, and part of this, like this part of yourself that is like refusing right now to forgive yourself for whatever it is that you did. Until you forgive yourself, you're going to feel like you can't have these certain things that you want, and it's going to keep holding you back from actually obtaining these things that you want to have, because you keep telling yourself like you're not worth it, or you're bad, or you did something bad, or like you don't deserve to be happy, or like this misery is what you deserve. Like I'm seeing this type of stuff for you, Capricorn, and it's like, what is going on in the psyche space with you right now? Because whatever this is that you did, like no matter what it was, self-forgiveness is absolutely necessary here. But you're going to have to let go of this. It's like whatever happened, happened. No matter if this was you or another person or whatever it was that happened that you're like keep focusing on. Once you accept this, and once you feel like an overall sense of forgiveness, which is something that needs to be worked through, you're going to be able to plan from there and actually go after this thing that you want, or like have this new start that you want. But there's something that like you need to heal this in order to like open up a new chapter. It's like I'm seeing you can't open the door. It's going to be locked until you process something emotionally. For some of you, this could have even been something that happened like a while ago. I'm seeing something where like someone could have hurt you, you could have hurt someone. It looks too like because of a decision that you want to make now, like you may feel like you're going to be disappointing some people around you. For some of you, it's like a person in particular. But this is about doing what you need to do for yourself. If you are making empowered choices for yourself, sometimes not everybody is going to understand that, and that's okay. However, if you are making decisions and you're being sneaky about it, or you're being dishonest about it, or you're not being upfront about it, or you're being fearful about it and like making decisions in that way, it's something that, like, you're not going to feel good about the decisions that you're making because of the stuff that's attached to it. So this is about making decisions from a place where, again, like, you're asking yourself what the intention space is and whether or not it feels empowering to you. Because I'm seeing even a choice where it's like, you may be trying to like get out of something, and it's like you can either have like an actual clean break where you're being brave with whatever decision this is that you need to make, or there's a way for you to even possibly like lie your way out of this situation, or just like pull the wool over somebody's eyes and like be dishonest in some sort of way. So it's about figuring out the way that you want to go about this. For some of you too, because you don't trust yourself, there's also a lack of trust that you feel for those around you too. Remember, this is always a reflective process. If you are feeling like you can't trust people around you and they haven't done anything for you to feel that way about, like, they haven't shown you that you can't trust them and you're just feeling that automatically, it's coming from a projected space. And there may be somebody that, like, for some of you, you may feel like you have a right to, like, be dishonest with someone or not tell them the truth because of the ways that they've hurt you. So this is also, like, ultimately about healing the heart space. Because you may feel like certain people, like, don't deserve the truth. So it's like you may actively, like, not be being honest with them. And it's because you're holding on to, like, some sort of resentment or pain that you experienced with this person. But it's like you're just going to feel awful until you let all of this stuff go. Which means you have to process through it in order to then, I'm hearing, exchange it out. It's like in order to transition into, like, a cleared heart space, you're gonna have to let certain things go. But you may also feel like, I'm getting to, by holding on to certain things that somebody did, it's like your whole receipt of, like, how they've wronged you. If you're holding on to that, it may, like, give you this false sense of control. So this is also something to be looked into. It's like, why do you want to hold on to these painful experiences that you've had? Like, isn't it heavy enough to let go of now? Like, aren't you tired of carrying it? But until we learn to forgive ourselves, we can't even begin to forgive other people. So I'm just getting, like, this is a very reflective process that you're going through right now, Capricorn. I'm gonna see if there's anything else wanting to pop up for you. Feel your feelings. I'm looking at the Queen of Cups. This means, like, opening yourself up to everything that's going on for you. And being honest with yourself truly about the way that you're feeling. And asking yourself too, like, when you sit with yourself and you feel everything that you're feeling and you're checking in with your heart space, asking yourself, like, where do you feel satisfied with in your life? And where are there things that you don't feel particularly satisfied with? Or where is there a sense of emptiness? And, like, what are you going to do about that? Because you don't have to be feeling that way. There are things that you can do to change certain scenarios that you're in. So it's about, like, really asking yourself. I keep seeing a T shape. It's about asking yourself, like, what you want to be sticking around for and what you feel like you can, like, go after to obtain that you actually want. Because there may be areas of your life that you're like, yeah, I feel, like, really good about these certain things, and there are things that I want to hold on to. And then in other aspects of your life, you're like, you know what, this isn't working for me anymore. I don't feel fulfilled here, or I want something different. And it's about like making those little changes for yourself so you can find like a grander sense of fulfillment for you. Even if that means like leaving behind certain things too, because they've run their course. But that could be hard as well, because they may be things that you feel very familiar with, even though they don't like really bring you a sense of fulfillment anymore. You may feel very comfortable, and so you've been more stagnant, but you know that you don't feel satisfied. Because you feel your heart longing for other things. This is about finding the way to open yourself up, like truly open up your heart chakra and just like sit in that and feel everything and not feel like you need to be reactive. So it's like, feel that anger, like feel the disappointment, feel the grief, feel the happiness, like feel anything and everything that you're feeling, and also just sit with it. Don't feel like you need to like jump up and be like, oh, because I'm angry I need to go punch this thing, or because I'm sad like I need to do this or I need to do that, or because I'm happy this. Like just sit with it. Just like truly sit with it and be like, oh, I'm like observing that I'm feeling happiness right now, or I'm observing that I'm feeling sadness right now. Like write it down if that helps you. Like do whatever it is that you need to do. And just like, I'm getting there's just like part of the blockage is about like not allowing yourself to feel everything, because maybe you feel that if you like open yourself up and you feel everything that you need to take action based off of it, but you don't need to. So this is about like opening yourself up to a space where you can feel everything that you're feeling and also not feel the need to be reactive. It's like to sit in that space and be observing everything that's going on for you. And if you feel like you need to channel that into something, to find a healthy coping strategy to channel it into, whether that be like writing about it, talking about it, like moving your body around. For some of you can do like dancing, like screaming in your car, singing in your car, like whatever it is for you. There's so many different ways to outlet the energy when we need a channel for it. But yeah, more than anything, this is about like you, to have the Queen of Cups and Temperance here, it's about you transitioning into ultimately the King of Cups, which is somebody that like no matter what they're feeling, there's somebody that on the outside they're going to remain calm. And it's not because they're faking it, it's because they've learned how to truly manage their emotions, and they don't feel like they need to prove something or be reactive based off of what they're feeling. There's someone that's like, oh, I'm feeling this, and then they keep going about their life. They don't feel like they need to show everybody what's going on with them. So it's about like giving yourself this space to process everything and doing that independently, regulating your emotions. Which too, like if you're curious about that, there are a lot of good places you can go to look, a lot of good resources for like emotion regulation. There's a type of therapy called DBT, and it can absolutely help. It's called dialectical behavioral therapy, and it's something that like helps us regulate our emotions. And there are like different tactics that you can use, different strategies that you can use that just like help you process things in a moment, so you don't feel like you need to lash out, and it just like helps you unwind and figure everything out. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.